Hello, welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Into the Storm. Welcome to Twister on steroids, otherwise known as 2014's Into the Storm. The best thing I can say about this movie is that it was pretty fun, and it did basically what it sought out to do. Other than that, it was kind of a mess. So, let's jump in to the positive aspects of the film first. I was not expecting this to be as horror-themed as it turned out to be. The opening sequence was pretty intense, and I was kind of taken aback by how intense it started off, and I think those intense moments are the best in the film. When you really feel like, wow, the immensity of the power tornadoes and Mother Nature in general have is enormous. So, when it really gets into those moments and kind of encapsulates you into the power of what these characters are experiencing, the film succeeds. Overall, I thought the effects were good, not fantastic, not completely believable at some parts, but overall, good. And there were definitely parts that had you on the edge of your seat. So, you were brought into it a lot throughout the film. And it was pretty entertaining overall, I will say that. It's a pretty fun time at the movies. A very mindless kind of hour and a half to sit through if you're just looking for a fun disaster film. And I think that is a mistake to think it is just a disaster film, though. It's not so much like 2012 or Day After Tomorrow as it is literally Twister. It is a horror film masked as a disaster movie. So be aware of that. There is some real danger throughout the film. I definitely think that it's not like there could have been more real danger, but there's some real danger. And while I'm going to talk about the acting in a moment in my not so good part of the review, I wasn't overly familiar with the majority of the acting cast, but the main female character was good throughout. She did pretty good. And the two kids, the two high school students that are trapped in the film in this like warehouse, have one really strong scene that I was shocked because it came out of nowhere. They hadn't really done a very good job acting until that point, and they didn't do too great of a job afterward, but they had their one monologue moment that I thought they actually did very, very well in. So, while overall the acting wasn't very good, there was bright spots sprinkled in there. You just had to wait for them and dig for them a little bit. Now, where did Into the Storm get a little bit shaky? Well, as I said, the acting was a major problem, and I thought right off the bat it became very evident, and I was really, really scared that the acting was going to be terrible. Wasn't quite as bad. I think as we went into the film more, then the acting got better, and I think part of that is that scary movie actors are hired for their screaming ability or like their scared face. So at the beginning, they're trying to sell this very dramatic sequences, and it just fails. The younger brother is also pretty good, so I'll give him props. He's pretty believable throughout and feels natural. But everybody's really just kind of one note. People don't really progress at all, and if they do have character progressions, they're just shoehorned in and not warranted or earned at all. But yeah, everybody's one note, and the acting is horror movie level acting, so not great. What else is on the unfortunate level of horror movies? The stupid characters. These people, they're just so incredibly dumb, and you just are like, nobody would ever do that. Who would ever do that? You have tornadoes like falling from the sky, and you're just like, come on, are you kidding me? And then there are characters that are supposed to be dumb in this movie, and I have to tell you, it's never a good sign when you are rooting for characters to die. Like, and I was just like, please, a tornado just drop on these characters. Please, I am begging you, drop a tornado on them so I don't have to listen to them or see them ever again. So we no longer have to worry about this stupid side storyline. Get rid of them, please. And you'll see when you see the film. You might love them. I'm not really sure. Also, with films like these, you just have to suspend reality. I mean, they get to such a dramatic level by the end with these tornadoes that, I mean, I guess with the way, they tried to talk about this a little bit in the film too, but with the way nature is happening these days, maybe it could happen, maybe I'll be proven wrong, but it just gets, like, crazy overblown. And part of it being crazy overblown is that things just happen that are impossible, or very, very, very unlikely, because I'm not an expert in the field, but I don't think that humans have the strength to do some of the things they do, and the implausibility of how fast these tornadoes are going, and yet they can't pull things or push things for the convenience of not killing our main characters. So those are the types of things you just have to completely suspend reality for. My final big problem with the film is the shaky cam aspect. And the biggest reason, I just don't like shaky cam, as I've addressed with my Earth to Echo review earlier this summer. I don't like it. I just, it's cheap, you're all over the place, and it's hard to focus, give me a headache, like, ugh, can we please get it done with this trend already? But it was even worse in this film to me, because it was inconsistent, and there were some times where they completely ditched shaky cam to get a cool shot. Like, there is a shot right from the trailer where you see the planes, not in shaky cam at all. And then the very next shot we're like doing this, and then sometimes you're like, well, who has the camera, and all of a sudden steady. So it was just so inconsistent. Not a great way to shoot the film. I understand you're in a budget, and all of your budget is going toward making these tornadoes look as realistic as possible. But, you know, I just didn't appreciate that direction style at all. So, hopefully we're done with shaky cam soon. I'm not going to really comment on things like, you know, story or writing, because that's not what we're here for. We're here to see tornadoes dropping from the sky onto cities and causing destruction. And on that level, it definitely delivers. So, Into the Storm, as I said, is pretty okay for what it is. So don't go in expecting Oscar-worthy acting of any sort, or Oscar-worthy writing, or direction. If you're just looking for a fun disaster flick for 2014, this is it. I think it's a pretty fun time. People in the theater I was at seem to enjoy it. I give it a, kind of recommendation. Unenthusiastic. Don't rush out to see it. It's fun. So, that is my review of Into the Storm. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't be afraid to subscribe down below and check out some of my other videos. I love you all so much for watching. Mwah! Thanks for your support, and I'll see you next time. Bye.